All right. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? All right. Well, welcome. We're excited to have you here today. This session is to provide you with an overview of some of the many opportunities for high school students to experience at NYU. In addition to learning about what to expect from high school programs at NYU, we'll be covering the application and deadline information, as well as information about program costs and scholarships, eligibility, and a whole lot more. So there will be a Q&A at the end of the presentation. I just want to let you know. You can use the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen to ask questions throughout the presentation about programs you have at any point. But I recommend that you hold your questions until the end, so we might cover the information you're looking for during the presentation. We'll try to get to as many questions as we can at the end of the presentation, so thanks. So first things first, let me introduce myself. My name is Andrew Lavinia, and I work with university programs at NYU. I help oversee the admissions and operations for our high school program. If you've already applied to programs or plan to apply for our programs, you might have recognized my name at the bottom of some of your emails that you receive about your application. That's me, so welcome. I work with a great team here at NYU that's dedicated to making sure our high school students have the best possible experience participating in our programs, and an experience that really reflects what it's like to study here at NYU. By now, you're probably getting a sense of what NYU is all about. New York University is home to bold thinkers and change makers. Our award-winning faculty and dynamic student body foster a culture of curiosity, innovation, and impact. At NYU, we call ourselves a campus without walls. Learning at NYU isn't confined to classrooms, labs, and studios. Our faculty are thought leaders in their fields, and our students conduct research, create art, and advance scholarship that makes a real-world impact. Developed and taught by NYU faculty from across NYU schools and academic departments, our high school programs are designed to give you firsthand experience in an NYU classroom. High school programs are fantastic, and they drive you to discover a test-driven experience for your academics. You get a sense of what college-level classes are really like. You connect with faculty mentors, and you get a head start on your college application process. Moreover, you'll connect with and meet bold and curious students like you from around the world. Beyond the classroom, NYU provides our high school program students with lots of ways to connect, and you'll be introduced to group events and activities and workshops, all while you're participating. So let's get into it. What kind of opportunities for high school students await you at NYU? The answer is a lot. So we offer more than 60 programs during the summer and throughout the academic year in virtually every area of academic interest. You can choose to take 6-week summer courses or opt for a 1 or 2 week long intensive workshop. There's a huge variety of unique subjects that you can study and explore. So you can do things like computer coding, electronic music production, multimedia journalism, filmmaking, robotics, and so much more. I'm going to take this opportunity to pause for a second. I realized that if your audio is not working right now, please just indicate that in the chat. We want to make sure everybody can hear, or that you can do, the auto transcribe function. I also was curious as to whether or not what folks' academic interests are. So if you want to indicate that as well, we have a lot of different things at NYU that you're able to study. I'm actually going to launch a poll, so give me just a second. So we're curious to see what you might be interested in studying if you were with us. All right, people are fast on the buzzer. All right, so I'm just gonna share these results. So it looks like we have a good mix. We have folks that want to study arts and media, STEM, business, humanities, and social sciences. So that's really, a wonderful opportunity. We know that all of these options can be overwhelming. So I'm going to help you navigate by breaking them down into general areas. And as I talk about these programs, we'll be adding links in the chat for you to learn more details about each of them. Also, I want to note that All the programs we'll be talking about today can be found listed at nyu.edu/highschool. So the first thing that we want to talk about are our art and media programs. NYU is the destination for aspiring artists, in case you are not aware of the Tisch School of the Arts or Steinhardt School for Music. Performers, there are other things in music, but they have music courses. Performers, filmmakers, and media makers come here. Like our degree programs, our high school programs in arts and media are designed to give you the practical skills and real world industry insight that's going to prepare you to excel in whatever you pursue in college and beyond. So the Tisch Future Artist Program, which is one I want to highlight, and the Tisch Summer High School Program, they offer a taste of the first year curriculum for a variety of disciplines at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. You can pursue tracks like photography, filmmaking, acting, dramatic writing, music production, and a whole lot more. We also have the Urban Journalism Program. It's a fantastic 10-day boot camp that takes place each summer, in which students learn and practice various journalists, media, from broadcast to print. They meet with folks from BuzzFeed and Facebook and other places to really get a hands-on experience. You can also check out the Visionary Studios program and the NYU Summer Art Intensive, both of which focus on studio and the fine arts, and will give you a chance to develop your technique and knowledge in disciplines like painting and drawing. So next up, we have our programs in STEM. The programs listed on the slide are some of our most popular and designed to prepare high school students for advanced study in science, tech, engineering, and math. And many of our STEM programs are offered at the NYU Tandon School of Engineering and offer high school students the opportunity to apply learning to the real world. Really, it's about in-demand fields like robotics, machine learning, virtual reality game development. There's a variety of 2-week workshops that we offer. And you can design and build your own smart devices, learn how to program and build AIs, or create your own virtual reality experiences using industry standard software. So there's a whole lot of really fantastic hands-on experience that you can get while being a part of these programs. You can also check out the ARISE program, which is a 5-week lab research program. And so this is where students work with leading STEM researchers from across NYU and get real world experience in a variety of life science and engineering labs. It's a really rare experience to get this real lab experience in high school. So it's a great opportunity. They're working in chemistry, biochemistry, geology. There's a whole lot of different opportunities available for research. We also have the GSTEM and STEP programs. They're designed to boost students' STEM skills and prepare them for college level academics. Our last academic category is business and entrepreneurship. So NYU prides itself on fostering new generations of business leaders and entrepreneurs. And some of you may be familiar with NYU Stern. You might have heard of that before, our business school, but there are lots of academic pathways for NYU students to prepare for success in the business world in any sector. And that starts with our high school programs. So our School of Professional Studies High School Academy has programs that offer students an introduction to college level study in various fields of business. You can check out the Weekend Workshops program, which is taking place right now in the fall, and applications are still open, as well as our Career Edge, which takes place in the summer. But these programs through SPS, they offer you a chance to try out different career paths in fields like finance, marketing, or sports management. We also have Summer at Stern, and it's a college credit bearing program in which students take 2 business related courses with faculty and students at the NYU Stern School of Business. And so this program is part of NYU Pre-College, which is a 6-week summer program where you can really experience what it's like to be an NYU student. We call it kind of like a mini freshman year. You'll take real undergraduate courses and earn grades, transcripts, and credits towards a future degree. So lastly, NYU offers programs that are designed to familiarize students with the college admissions process, college level academics, and the transition to student life. The first I'll talk about is the College Access Leadership Institute. It's a 1-week intensive program that takes place in the summer. And students participate in daily workshops designed to help them at tackling the college admissions process. So from building your college list, conquering standardized testing, writing a strong essay, and applying for financial aid, they help give you the knowledge to be successful in your college application process. You can also check out our collegiate seminar program, in which you take a seminar style class with some of NYU's top faculty members in fascinating topics. There's one that's happening this morning that's about how photography shapes politics. Others are about how memories are made in the brain, the relationship between religion and the legal system in the US, and a whole lot more. So you engage in in-depth discussions and you kind of get firsthand experience in an NYU classroom with a faculty member that teaches at NYU. You can also check out the NYU High School Law Institute. It offers a year-long study in fundamental concepts of the law. And so you'll gain practice arguing cases and get an in-depth understanding of kind of how to advocate for civil rights within the US legal system. So I've covered a whole lot of different types of programs in different areas. And now I want to talk about deadlines because that's also super important. So applications for all of the summer programs that were mentioned today, these tend to open throughout the late fall into the spring. So some of our programs will have them open in late November, early December. A lot of programs are going to have their applications open on February 1st. So it's really important, I would say, checking out all of the different websites now. You can link on the high school page, but February 1, keep that date locked away in your mind because that's really when most of the applications are going to be open. And the deadlines for these programs, most of them, I would say, again, check out our website, but a lot of them will be due April, May, very few extend into June. So it's always important to think, okay, maybe in early, or late winter, early spring is when I'm going to apply. All of the application deadlines are listed on the website. They will be, and they'll be updated for the upcoming year. So it's really important to take a look and to make sure the application deadline of the program you're interested in is marked on your calendar. All of our applications are online. We don't do paper applications anymore. So it's relatively easy. It's through our website. So please read the application instructions that we have listed carefully. Most applications will require you to add information about your academic history, including an unofficial transcript from your current school. So that's always good to have on hand. You may be required to write a short essay about why you're interested in the program or provide an academic reference. Again, the application requirements across our programs vary. So it's important to kind of see what a program is asking for and also to pay attention to your email. We'll reach out to you to let you know if something's incomplete or if we're missing application materials. Just make sure you start the application early and submit it by the deadline. And so here's something that we want to cover to be transparent and to make sure that you're aware of the affordability and scholarships, but the costs of our programs. They do vary. So as a rule, programs that offer college credit, like pre-college or the Tisch Online Filmmakers Workshop, they have a higher cost or tuition than our non-credit programs. Programs that have a cost associated with them run from around $1,500 to about $13,000, depending on the length and the resources that are provided. A full residential experience with a heavy course load for pre-college will be at the higher end of the scale than a week-long workshop, which would be kind of on the lower end. NYU also offers tuition-free programs. So these include things like the College Access Leadership Institute, the Science and Technology Entry Program, Aspire, and Collegiate Seminar. And that's just naming a few. There are others. So please be advised that some of these tuition-free programs are available only to students in the New York metro area. They have expanded a little bit by being online, but most of them, if they are, if they may not have a tuition element, you want to check and see what the eligibility requirements are. They tend to be more competitive. So please read and make sure that you're filling out your application carefully. Okay. So I think I've covered a ton of information. I hope you're not too overwhelmed. I hope that what you're taking away from this, though, is that NYU is a place of opportunity, that we really have just scratched the surface of describing some of the many opportunities that are here. and the way that you can, really enhance your academic skills. There's opportunities to study with fantastic faculty, to really learn more about college life, to learn about what you're interested in, and to really pursue your passions. So I really encourage you, and I thank you for being here to learn more, just a little bit more about our programs. So as you explore some of the programs mentioned, keep in mind that each program varies in terms of what time of year it's offered, how long it is, and how much it costs. So just make sure that you look for those details when you're doing your research. And regardless of which program that you choose, you'll get an academic experience that's uniquely NYU. So as with our undergraduate programs, our high school programs are designed to really prepare you to be bold thinkers and equipped to succeed in an ever more interconnected world. You'll gain skills that will help you excel as you continue on your education, educational and your career path. So we're just hoping that you'll join us or consider us with all the myriad of opportunities that are available to you. And I do want to thank you again for being here. Now is when I am going to, open up the opportunity to ask questions and to give us a chance to, get to know what you're thinking about. So, all right. Does someone want to help me? For some reason, I'm having a little bit of an issue getting to the Q&A. If someone wants to join me, maybe my colleague, Jake, if you want to introduce yourself and then help me with those questions.
Hey, Andrew. So I've got a question here in the chat. Lauren asks, can we do these programs if we are still juniors in high school going into our senior year, or do we need to be seniors in high school in order to participate?
So actually, it's really important, again, to check out our website. So we have programs that are open for 9th graders all the way up through the 12th grade. For instance, a lot of our tandem programs are open for 9th graders through 12th graders. Career Edge through SPS is open for 9th graders through 12th graders. Other programs do have that year eligibility requirement. So pre-college is for 10th and 11th graders. And some of the other programs might be year specific. So they might want you to have a little bit more experience in something in order to be a part of it. And then, of course, it's always good, again, to check out what eligibility requirements, because some might not have as stringent grade, but they might say, we want algebra 2 or something like that. So thank you.
Great, thanks, Andrew. So I've got a few more questions that have come here from our attendees. So Gabriella asks, is the High School Law Institute program throughout the span of the school year?
So it is, actually. So the application is open in August. So it has started. It takes place in the fall and the spring, and it's a really great opportunity. It's run by actual law students from the NYU Law School. And so they have about 150 or so folks from all across New York that they break up into different sections to do moot court or to hold kind of lectures about the law and to do kind of interactive things with students.
Perfect. Thanks, Andrew. So I've got a few more questions. The next one asks, is there a deadline for the need-based scholarship? And is it the same as the deadline for the program?
So the scholarship deadlines will vary. So it's really important for you to, when you apply, typically if the scholarship is available, you'll receive another email with instructions as to how you can apply for the scholarship for that program. So for instance, our pre-college program, typically the deadline every year is April 1st. So if you're thinking about applying to pre-college, it's really important, again, if you apply early, then you'll have plenty of time to fill out. It's a very simple informational form because it's it's need-based, not merit-based. So what it's asking is kind of your family's income information. And then in April, our Office of Financial Aid will basically make a determination as to how much we can offer in scholarship. And the other thing is that there are various levels. So pre-college, we offer up to 50% of the cost of tuition for the program. Other programs might offer more, other programs might offer less, but it's just dependent on the program. So it's really important to check out what those and to read your email for the deadlines.
Great advice on always checking your email. I can't agree more, Andrew. So I've got some more good questions here.
Great.
One of our attendees asks, when it comes to applying for programs, what is looked at for those applications?
Well, it depends again what you're submitting. So what I'll say in general is if you're applying for an academic program, they're going to look at your academic credentials. So they'll look at your transcript, and then typically a lot of programs will ask for a personal statement, or they'll ask, why are you interested in applying to this program? Or can you describe a time in which you've used these skills that might be related to the program that you're a part of? For our performing arts programs, there are typically portfolio components. And so what this means is that they'll ask you to submit pieces of work that are relevant to what you might be studying. So in terms of the music and performing arts professions programs, and these are things that are, vocal performance or jazz or instrumental, they'll ask for, a recording of, maybe a performance or something like that that you would do for them in order to be a part of your application. And the same with our Tisch School of the Arts programs. They may ask for a portfolio piece in order to evaluate your application.
Great, thanks, Andrew. So Gabriella brings up a really good question that I think a lot of us are considering during the COVID pandemic. And the question is, do any of the programs offer online options or only on campus?
So right now, actually these past 2 summers, we've been entirely online, and in the fall, we're still online. So right now we've definitely been virtual, and we've definitely seen that some programs going forward may continue with a virtual component. Some programs would like to come back to being in person. I am hopeful that in the summer, with the science and everything, that we'll be able to come back on campus with our programs and for everyone to get the college experience. But I do anticipate that some of our programs will have additional virtual components, because we've seen that it is, accessible to folks not only across the United States, but the globe. So we are hopeful. What I'll say is that typically when programs are ready to launch, they will indicate on their website and through their application the format of study. So they'll say, we intend to be in person, or we have, this is a virtual component. So there should be, I'm hopeful, both types of opportunities for students that are curious.
Thanks, Andrew. And thinking about options, I think, leads into our next question here. And Lauren asks, what if we plan on studying a major that is different from a minor we plan on studying? Lauren, I'm wondering if you're curious about, are you able to focus in an academic area that's not your intended area of study? That's kind of how I'm interpreting this question here, but I could be a little bit wrong. But Andrew, any thoughts on that?
Well, what I'd say is that, high school programs are really the opportunity to explore outside of your comfort zone. You can study what you're passionate about, but especially if you're doing a non-credit program, I really encourage you to consider, what interests you, what drives you and motivates you. Being a part of an NYU high school program, and I say this with full disclosure and transparency, does not give you a leg up in terms of the application process. So it's not going to give you an extra, golden star, but what it will give you is the opportunity to talk about your experience, that you'll have been a college student, that you will have studied something passionately, that you have explored an area of interest that maybe you didn't have information about before. And really, this is an important time for you to kind of develop as to what you might be interested in. You may already at this point say, I want to do X, Y, or Z, but give yourself the opportunity to explore something new, to explore interesting things, and maybe discover something else that you're passionate about. And in relation to your majors and minors that come in the future, for our credit-bearing programs, for instance, for pre-college, we have advising for those students. And so you can talk with the advisors about, I'm really passionate about studying this in the future, and they'll talk to you, because transferable credits are important, but we can't predict who's going to accept transferable credits. If you apply and are admitted to NYU, even some departments may have specific degree requirements. So it's always important to, talk with your advisor and to talk with folks who might have a little bit of experience to kind of walk you through what that might mean in the future.
Well, Andrew, I think that's a nice lead into our last question that I see here in the chat, because
Great.
this attendee is asking about credits, and they said, are there any programs that give credits and are free?
So I will say right now, there are scholarships for, I believe, our Tisch residential high school program that are significant to students. I don't think they cover all of the costs, but I do think they cover most of the costs. So that we call it the Tisch residential high school program. And so that you can earn up to, I believe, 6 college credits through that program. The pre-college program, unfortunately, we do not have a full tuition scholarship for students, but we do have, again, a scholarship available that would cover up to 50% of tuition. So we also have the opportunity in that program to take, there's a variety of levels of courses that you can take in that program. So if affordability is a concern, but you still want a college experience, we offer, it's not, again, it's not college credit, so that may be disappointing, but we offer a college level writing workshop, and it's much more affordable. Some folks choose just to do the college writing workshop they have, and it's $450. So it's much more affordable than a full 3 or 4 credit course. It's taught by NYU faculty, and it's really teaching you how to have college level writing. So we do our best in terms of programs to give the opportunity to be affordable, to be approachable and accessible to students, and to give you that collegiate experience. You might be thinking, I need to do credit bearing programs in order to stand out. And what I'd say is, I don't think that's true. I think, we have our GSTEM program, which, students work with, it's a non-credit, but they work with researchers and they develop a presentation and a mentorship over the course of 4 or 5 weeks. And that is invaluable to students. That's a lifelong, friendship that you'll develop. And I always highlight that story because it's been around for so long that recently a young woman who was in that program wrote to us to thank us because she's now entering her PhD in the STEM field. So I encourage you to think, yes, credit bearing, obviously you might be able to use those credits in the future, but also there are really fantastic non-credit opportunities that'll help you build your skills and to provide you with ways to talk about your experience that you might not have before.
All right, and that's all the questions we've received, Andrew. So I'll kick it back.
Great. Well, what I'm going to say is, well, thank you, Jake, and thank you to my other folks behind the scenes. Here's some information with how to connect with us. So here's our website. Here's our email, university.programs@nyu.edu. And then, of course, we have Meet NYU, which is the admissions blog, and you can, find our socials down there. But I just want to spend another minute to thank you for being here and for your fantastic questions. I hope to see your applications to our programs in the future. Remember that February 1st date in terms of applications, but thank you all for being here today. I think you have a bunch more stuff coming up, that you have a chance to head out to. So I encourage you to stay with us to learn more about NYU and to thank you again for being here today. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye. Have a good rest of your day.